No masters in the bedroom. First, like, no master in the bedroom. What do we think this video is going to be? Oh, I guess it says right there. Toronto Real Estate Board bans the term master bedroom. I guess these. This is the problem with the Rumble videos. There's no way for me to like secretly hide what the intent of the shit's going to be. Oh yeah, we're going to get an advertisement.
You could scroll. Could you scroll the page down so the title is like obscured when you just see the video?
Too late now.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. And folks, I'm standing outside the headquarters of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. And I got to tell you this, you know what is hot as a pistol these days? It is indeed Toronto Real Estate. Indeed, in the last...
Hot as a pistol?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he has all these old-timey references. I've never heard... I mean, it makes sense. A pistol would get hot if you shoot it. Hot as a pistol. Kind of makes sense.
It would. I don't know. When I think of that, I think of playing fucking Red Dead Redemption, which is like from the early 1900s, but that's about on brand. So,
right. When was the last time David Menzies actually held a pistol?
Last 12 months or so, Greater Toronto Area new home prices have soared by 25.1%. Pandemic be darned. And it's really quite incredible. But you know what's not so hot when it comes to real estate? It is the term master bedroom. If you can believe it, a few days...
Sleep workers, more realty boards drop master bedroom as offensive term. All right. I mean, what are our thoughts before we get into David Menzies' thoughts here? Is this silly? Good? Do we care?
Don't particularly care, to be honest.
There's probably some historicity behind it, but I really don't care. It's fine.
Yeah. My feelings are definitely I don't care. But David Menzies cares, obviously. I mean, here's the thing. I don't care to the point of like, if they're gonna do it, then like whatever. It's not. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me whatsoever. Even if it was or wasn't a problem, I don't know.
I was looking up David Menzies to like try to see where he's from, just because of the way he says Toronto, and the first thing that comes up when you type out David Menzies is arrested, like before I even finished the word Menzies.
I don't know if that's just because it was recent and like actually made bigger news. Like a lot of the French press was covering it.
Apparently, it got onto RT as well, like Russia Today, which is.
I mean, it's
concerning, kind of.
Yeah, but the RT has been doing that shit for a long time. I remember it surprised me way back in the day. This was like even way before Trump. They used to put on like 9/11 was an inside job type shit on RT.
RT has weird stuff.
Yeah. It's probably from me Googling it so many times. Listen, you're not the only one, Tony. You're not the only one. Oh, you're Toronto?
Yeah, because he said Toronto.
Alex was
like he does the ch noise, you know?
Alex was on what a bunch? Christopher? Toronto.
Yeah, it's pronounced Toronto with like a CHURRNO, something like that, Toronto.
Oh yeah, Joe was on RT.
But some people say Toronto, some people say Toronto, and then like I feel like if you're outside of Ontario, you still probably say Toronto.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I just got reminded of something. When this video's done, remind me, and I'll try to find what Alex Jones called Doug Ford.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember. Oh, so good.
Days ago, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board eradicated that terminology. It is now verboten to call the master bedroom the master bedroom. Instead, it must be called...
The interesting thing, so here's an article that says why it matters. Some realtor groups are moving away from the terms master bedroom and master bathroom. They're making the switch due to negative implications and perceptions involving the word master. Both consumers and real estate professionals alike feel that the term master can have both racist and sexist implications. Realtors are choosing new descriptive terms, including primary bedroom and primary bath, or main bedroom and main bath. Some home builders have started using the term owner's suite, Jesus Christ, or owner's retreat. Honey, I'm going to the owner's retreat.
Yeah.
Master bedroom has been used in real estate listings and advertising since the 1920s. It's largely agreed that the phrase appeared for the first time in the 1926 Sears catalog of homes in their description of a Dutch colonial model called the Glen Falls. Many believe that the word master was intended to mean the master of the house, which would undoubtedly be a male. Some historians feel that the use of the word in this context was not intended to have ties to slavery. Either way, words have power. If changing one objectionable word can help to bring on positive change, that will be a welcome step forward.
I don't know if owner is
Yeah.
that better?
It's like,
Yeah.
Like main bedroom would be
Main-
fine.
Yeah,
Like,
main. Sorry, Vienna. I was just gonna say main was kind of what I was thinking when they first started going through this. I was like, well, why not? Because I didn't see it. I saw primary. I was like, primary seems a little silly. Why not main? Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think the trend is heading towards primary, which I agree is just kind of like weird.
Is there
Yeah.
secondary, tertiary?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should get rid of master bedroom and just, all ancillary bedrooms, just call them slaves' quarters. That's fine. Exactly what we can do.
We could just get
The
rid
whipping post, if you will.
Jesus Christ. We should just get rid of all rooms altogether and just instead of this room, it'll just be room 1, room 2. I'm going to do the dishes in room 3.
No
Our
separate
room.
rooms. Under communism, there is one room, and we all have to share.
Our room, comrade. Studio apartments for everyone.
Da, 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 da.
Those lofts where there's no delineation, just all walls.
Oh.
Walls are oppressive. Why do we even have
No
walls
walls,
anymore?
no ceilings, no floors, just empty.
Only
space
rooms.
for everyone.
No cards,
We
no
all-
kings, only rooms.
We all live in a warehouse.
Oh god, this is such it's like you contrast this with what's going on in the world today, and this is what has David Menzies upset.
Called
He's like,
No, go for
sorry, I
it.
was just gonna make the final point. He's not. This won't get us banned from anything, will it? Talking about bedrooms, okay.
Well, it doesn't stop him from the next
the
episode.
primary bedroom. And why is that? Well, it's because of connotations of slavery, of sexism, and of racism, and we can't have that. Well, naturally, I want.
What?
Yeah, no, we can't have that, David.
Yeah.
What are you talking
No.
about?
No, never mind. I'm pro banning master bedroom now.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Or we can't have any racism. Why would you say that sarcastically, David?
I'm trying
What do you...
because what we're saying is okay, there isn't necessarily a history that links this word back to slavery and all this other stuff, but it's so we're kind of who cares? Maybe it is kind of silly for these people to spend so much time on rewording these things, etc., etc. And then David Menzies comes in and be like, "Oh, we can't be racist anymore," and it's like, whoa. I don't know. There could be nuance to this discussion, but holy shit, just putting it all out there.
Wow,
Yeah.
David, Jesus Christ.
Wanted to find out what was behind this decision, so I reached out to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, and I asked them the following 4 questions. Number 1, has any real estate client ever actually complained about the use of this term? If so, how many complaints have you received?
Why would that matter?
It wouldn't.
It's almost like a bunch of people couldn't just get together and agree that before we even ever get a complaint, or even aside from complaints in the first place, maybe it's just a good idea to move away from this term.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be the do the whole oh, companies are people too and all that sort of shit. They can make a choice and be like, you know what, maybe we should change some shit up, but because this word and this phrase could have some history associated with it, that's bad. And there's other words we can use that convey less potentially racist / sexist sentiments.
And the complaints could have been I wonder too if part of this. I mean, part of this could just be trying to find the right words here. The kind of like Robin DiAngelo kind of like rich people trying to appear woke kind of like thing. It could be this happening, or maybe somebody in the like real estate board was just like, I don't know, the words kind of make me uncomfortable, and that's what got like the ball rolling.
I mean, the next question deals with that, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, I understand this ban was recommended by the board's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. Who comprises this committee?
So why do you need question
It's
one?
gonna be white people. It's gonna be white people though, is the problem. Like,
Yeah, I don't think we get an
Probably.
answer to it, but at the same time, it's like, why did like, yeah, so a body came to a conclusion that they were going to change it. Why do you need the answer to the first
Number 3, just curious, what exactly does diversity and inclusion have to do with real estate transactions?
Dumbass.
Yeah, so something of a bit of a loaded question there, David. I mean, you really want to go? I don't want to even go down.
They really hate, like, anytime they hear diversity and inclusion, like, it just sets alarm bells off in their head. They can't handle it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's good to have diversity and inclusion.
What could housing have to do with minorities?
Nothing, Leano. Don't even say the word. My synapses are firing when I hear this word.
We need a board of real estate exclusion.
Honestly, I think we just need to get rid of realtors, but
Yeah.
I want fake tours.
And number 4, the word master has many definitions, including to be skilled and proficient, which is certainly not a negative connotation. Anecdotally, I have never heard anyone mention slavery, racism, and sexism
Oh my God, there was a typo
vis-a-vis the term master bedroom. Is this ban really about virtue signaling as opposed to correcting a problem that may not even exist? Well, that email went out.
Like, it's clear that this question has absolutely, like, he doesn't want answers. This is
not even a
itself.
question.
This is itself a virtue signal.
Yeah. Well, the worst thing is, like, that's just a virtue signal to virtue signal. Like, what David is asking is a conflation of virtue signaling versus, like, implementing a policy, right? It's like, oh, this policy is just meant to virtue signal. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking word. That's the whole point. Like, what do you mean? They're not really separable ideas.
I mean,
Just virtue signal versus, like, be more inclusive. That's part of being inclusive, is signaling that you're inclusive.
I think sometimes people use virtue signal to imply that it's like that the intent is like false. So it's like you don't really think this is a good thing to do, but you're signaling that you did it because you know that other people think it's a good thing to do. But even that,
you don't
make sense.
believe it, but you say it anyway.
Yeah. Because, like, if the diversity board and inclusion, like, I don't know what's in their heart of hearts, and I don't really care. Like, if they come up with a decision, like, whatever. Out of all the decisions that a realtor board can come up with, this is the least offensive thing they can do.
Yeah, like the least consequential, and like, yeah, just like, sure, go for it.
There's no consequences, exactly. Yeah, I love that, like, trying to say, like, oh, but this word can have other meanings too, so not quite the point of it.
Well, that email went out to their media relations department, and their response was that they've decided to change the term master bedroom to primary bedroom. In other words, they told me that which I already knew.
Yeah. So I read that. I'm not going to read it for y'all, but it was basically they're doing it because another board that's like above them did it, so they just decided to adopt their practices. That's pretty much their explanation to David, and they go into the same details that earlier stuff went into, which is like, this term has possible racist connotations and sexist connotations, so we're just going to get rid of it. And then ignored all of his other questions, because if I was in a realtor board, I would ignore everything that David Menzies says to me.
and I don't think they're going to answer any of those impolite questions. So there you have it. Moving forward, folks, don't refer to your nice bedroom ensemble as a master bedroom. It's a primary bedroom, and I wonder how far we are going to take this master thing, as master seems to be part of the cancel culture to-do list. I mean, I think of Canadian Tire, their house brand of two.
When this happened, I didn't even know that this is a video. I'm assuming this is at a Canadian Tire, which is why he's talking about it. And somebody's being choked out, and I can't even see. Is it by the police? And he's not wearing a mask, so my guess is this is an anti-masker that got choked out at a.
If I recall this video correctly, I think it was someone. It's security choking this guy out, but it's been a long time since I've seen it.
But yeah, he's making a riff because I guess if you don't know, that was definitely at a Canadian Tire. So if you don't know Canadian Tire, they have master mechanics, and a lot of like their tools say that stuff on it. I used to be an employee of Canadian Tires in my youth. I've worked at several. He attacked the staff. Well, I'm starting to lose a little bit of sympathy. I still don't think it's good for police to do this, but if you're attacking people, maybe don't attack people.
Canadian Tire, their house brand of tools, Mastercraft. Gee, do you think that might be...
I should change their name to Primary Craft.
Ownercraft.
Owner, yeah.
Racist and sexist too? Well, actually, come to think of it, I look at the fellow on the Canadian Tire Funny Money, you know, their first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Mechanic. And yeah, you know what, folks? I kind of am picking up a vibe of white supremacy. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
This is something about, so it was the staff that choked his ass out. You want to hear my anecdote about working at Canadian Tire?
Please.
So one shift, I was on my lunch break. So for anyone who knows Canadian Tire, there's often like a hot dog stand outside of the place. So for lunch,
hell yeah.
Why fucking bring a lunch? I'm just gonna eat at the hot dog stand, right? So, and this is before I'm vegetarian now, but so I'm getting my hot dog, I'm getting it all, like getting the dressings on the hot dog, and this dude comes bolting out of the store, and in behind it, one of the lower level like managers is running out too, and they're chasing this person, and the person hops in this truck, and the staff member, why they thought this was a good idea, I don't know, but decided to run in front of their truck, and the truck kind of like clipped the side of them, and his legs went up and over like the wheel well and stopped the car from moving. And so she's still the driver, who's like the getaway driver, she's revving the gas while my colleague's legs are up in the wheel thing, and this guy comes running from across the parking lot like and went punched through the glass, knocked the woman out. The car stops, and then when the police arrived, no one could find this dude who punched through the glass.
This weirdly, Jody, this sounds familiar. How long ago was this?
Oh, this would have been in Cambridge, Ontario, and it would have been somewhere in the early 2000s. So, because I started working there like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, I feel like I might have seen some video like this, but if it was early 2000s, it was either filmed on a camera and then uploaded many years later, or there was a very similar event. Because this sounds.
If it was like, I don't think it was. I mean, back then, like, I mean, this was before I didn't. I had like a flip phone.
Yeah, exactly. No. Who's gonna have a camera on them, right, to film this? So I think it's maybe just one of the many other wild ass videos I've seen on the internet of this kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, no, I just remember holding, like, because I was putting the ketchup on my hot dog, and all this happened in like a matter of seconds, and I was just like, what?
Jesus Christ.
For those who don't know, like my supervisor, well, they weren't my supervisor, they were one of the, I think they were a supervisor for like the auto auto parts section of Canadian Tire, which I did. I worked paint personally. I could make shit fine paint, but but yes, their legs were fine. Everything worked out okay, I guess. I don't know what happened to the two people who were doing the thieving. But that person, I couldn't like punched right through the window. That just blew my mind.
That was Jesus.
Jesus. I wish. I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. I was trying to find. I
Can
wanted to
walk
show
on
you.
water. Fists can go through glass.
Yeah. And just disappeared, never to be seen from again. All right.
Back to heaven.
I did mention this. So, for those who don't know, Alex Jones mentioned Doug Ford on his show last week. So,
a crackhead mayor's brother who looks just like him, the brother, Doug Ford, has been elected Ontario Premier, and he looks like Sylvester when he just got caught eating Tweety Bird. I mean, he looks like the most guilty, lying, just disingenuous sack of garbage. I mean, look at him. Like a giant demonic ferret. It was like an evil hedgehog that just ate your freedoms. Well, guess what? He just declared martial law, and we played the clip earlier. Why do they all look like cartoon characters? He looks like Brian Stelter's alter ego or something. Brother of notorious Rob Ford takes over Ontario and declares martial law every blue city.
Jesus Christ.
We'll never end the lockdown. We'll never stop the power. It's always about more power. They want power over you. A crackhead.
Listen. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Alex Jones. I really needed this today. Thank you, Alex.
You gotta respect the fucking oration.
Yeah.
Fucking demonic ferret.
Yeah.
Chris McMillan with the when he's right, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I saw that earlier, and I just found it also a little funny and a little off-putting that he's kind of like he's making the mistake of like, you know, the blue cities and all that, because he doesn't know that the colors are reversed up here. Not that it matters much, but you know, just a little sticking point.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.